Sean Diddy Combs got a police escort to jail Monday.
Rapper Sean Diddy Combs.
Sean Diddy Combs.
Shay Diddy Combs got a police escort to prison Monday. Rapper Shay Diddy Combs there have been only proceeding with shocks in regards to the Tupac murder case. It's been 25 years and counting, and the main point anybody can make without a doubt about the case is that it simply continues onward from terrible to more terrible. The most recent advancements began with Keefe D getting secured in the slammer, and presently Diddy's in the hovel seat as the conceivable brains behind everything. From the vibes of it, he may be doing some serious prison time. Continue to watch till the finish of this video to see seconds ago. Diddy formally captured in Tupac's homicide case. Trust me, you would rather not miss this. Before we get into the video, I need to give a fast holler to the main via. P. Goldsmith, the Ice Champ. The Ice Champ is doing a unique arrangement for the following 24 hours on jewel, watches, chains, and more. Follow at the Ice Champ on Instagram. Now Diddy advised Tupac's sibling to keep his mouth shut. Tupac's sibling Mopreme Shakur uncovered that Diddy called him and rejected that he was associated with the 1996 homicide of the rap genius. During a discussion with the Specialty of Discourse, EPR Shakur said that Puff Daddy connected with him some time back to clear up any bits of gossip in regards to his cooperation in Tupac's end. The kid Puffy called me, however, Mopreme Shakur said Puff got back to me in the day he resembled. I simply believe that you should realize I don't have anything to do with your sibling's homicide. I know what your identity is, nevertheless, we never met. And I simply needed to call you man to man and let you in on that I ain't had nothing to do with your sibling's passing. Mopreme said he was energetic about the call, yet couldn't force himself to accept that Diddy was totally honest in the circumstance. In those days, he was attempting to assemble all the data he could about his sibling's demise, so he chose to get the telephone and talk with Diddy. He was persuaded that Diddy was attempting to cover his butt and gain some blessing from him. In the event, things flew off the handle untidy, and he ended up getting captured. Mopreme first handled the gossipy tidbits about the terrible Kid Chief being associated with Tupac's demise recently on the satire publicity news show, closely following Dwayne Keefe D. Davis being captured and charged in Tupac's homicide. I don't need to do anything. This individual, Keefe D, referenced Diddy's name, policing something important and to take care of. Will they do? It seems like Pass is being justified in light of the fact that back in them days when things were going down, everyone thought he was insane. Mopreme said he then, at that point, discussed how he was glad to have his opportunity, and he wants to say the equivalent regarding his late sibling Tupac. He said that he gives close consideration to the media and sees everything about what's happening concerning the case. He referenced that a ton of names have come up and the odds are beginning to interface. Ideally, sometime or another, the one who truly killed his sibling will be put in a correctional facility. 50 Penny comes clean with everybody about Diddy. 50 Penny has a long history of hauling P. Diddy's name through the mud, yet his most recent assault is maybe his generally unstable, yet as he blamed the terrible kid supervisor for organizing Tupac's homicide. It's been shown that the two have never had love for one another, so given the opportunity, they would clearly attempt to bring each other down. In an Instagram post transferred on October 9, 2023, 50 Penny guaranteed that the late rap legend's killing was requested by Pity, whom he encouraged to legal advisor up. Damn. So Pax got lined by sibling love, he composed, referring to Did Ra and B moniker. Haha, time to attorney up. Could get tacky. 50's post incorporated a photograph of Tupac and Suge Knight sitting in a dark BMW vehicle the evening of the lethal drive-by shooting on September 7, 1996 at Hazy. Incited 50 Penny's post, yet hypothesis has long flowed that Diddy was some way or another engaged with Tupac's homicide. 50 Penny's post came not long after previous terrible kid Craftsman Mays insinuated Diddy's reputed inclusion in Tupac's homicide on his Games television show, What Will Be, while talking about Keefe D's capture with his co-have Cameron and unique visitor humorist Bubba Duba. The Harlem World rapper acted ignorant while mockingly asking standby, where do I have any idea about that name? From the name sounds recognizable. He afterward changed his tone and said, I asked Tupac gets equity whoever is involved. I don't intend that in no kidding way. Diddy attempted to take out Talk in the past and attempting to cover his tracks when he blamed for attempting to take out Tupac. Did he blame the Los Angeles Times for lying in its report connecting him to the 1994 shooting? Diddy emphatically denied the paper's case obtained through FBI records and select meetings that he knew to. All of his companions wanted to trap Tupac at a New York City music studio. It's past ludicrous and totally bogus, Diddy said in an articulation after the Times site posted the report. I'm stunned that the Los Angeles Times would be so flighty as to distribute an unmerited and totally false story. That paper guaranteed that two Diddy partners, James "Jimmy Thug" Roseman and Jimmy Sabatino, helped stage a burglary of Tupac in the wake of offering the late rapper $7,000 to record a track at the studio on the night being referred to. Tupac was shot multiple times yet fortunately endured the assault, which happened very nearly 2 years before his still strange homicide in Las Vegas. Christopher Wallace, the rapper whom Diddy's Terrible Kid Records made renowned as the famous Huge, was required out months after the fact in a thought reprisal. Roseman, an ex-convict who has rose to the levels of the hip jump world as an ability director, blamed the Times for Leo and called the story trash, alluding by name to the Times journalist who has researched Tupac's homicide for over 6 years. Roseman told the related press Earl Phillips has arrived at a new low by utilizing forehand data from frantic prison witnesses alongside old FBI reports to make this creation. Phillips, who revealed in 2002 that Enormous gave cash and a firearm to Tupac's executioners, found the 3 men who did the theft in 1994. Only one of the 3 affirmed the paper's report that Roseman was involved. Tupac Shakur transparently accused Diddy and Large, whose East Coast rap organization quarreled brutally with his West Coast posy for shooting in meetings and tunes. The Times report likewise states a major track recorded after the assault that portrays its conditions and incorporates the verse "You rewind this awful kid behind this Keefe D" affirms Diddy's association Keefe D, who showed up in court in Las Vegas over the killing on October 5th, guaranteed a few times that P. Diddy requested that he take out talk and record Mark's supervisor. Sue Night agents for Diddy didn't remark when gotten some information about the claims yet. Already P did. He excused claims that he was engaged with Tupac's demise as gibberish. One more previous hoodlum from the time, James McDonald, recently known as Horde James, likewise affirmed that he heard reports about Diddy and others at death row putting a cost on Sue and Tupac's heads, as the New York-based rap craftsman was unnerved by the record name manager. In an elite meeting, James, who used to fill in as a security master for Death Row Records, said everybody had a cost on their head at the time, as the conflict between Terrible Kid Records on the East Coast and Death Row Records on the West Coast warmed up. In a recording of LAPD interview, Keefe let analysts know that Diddy called a criminal partner of theirs named Eric Von Compress not long after Tupac's shooting and inquired as to whether they were mindful Keefe D couldn't be arraigned for the cases he made to the LAPD because of a legitimate use. Understanding he had set up Keefe D guaranteed in the recording that when Diddy was informed it was their company who shot Tupac, he was blissful as damnation in a meeting with